Hi guys, welcome to the 7 Money Show with me, your host Sean. We've got a lot to get through. We're going to start with Tesla and Elon Musk's leaked email. Now, we know what Elon's like. I'm wondering whether he's actually intentionally leaked the email by sending it to many sources, hoping it would get leaked, but still, let's get on with it. He's put out at a time like this when the stock is reaching new highs, it may seem as though spending carefully is not as important. This is definitely not true. Glad to hear it. When looking at our actual profitability, it's very low at around 1% for the past year. Investors are giving us a lot of credit for future profits, but if at any point they conclude that it's not going to happen, our stock will immediately get smashed like a souffle under a sledgehammer. So he's saying the difference between profitability and loss is very thin. Much more important, in order to make our cars affordable, we have to get smarter about how we spend money. This is a tough game of pennies, requiring thousands of good ideas to improve part costs, a factory, process, or simply the design, while increasing quality capabilities. Great idea would be the one that saves $5, but the vast majority are 50 cents here or 20 cents there. In order to make electric revolution happen, we must make electric cars, stationary batteries and solar affordable to all. Thanks and great working with you as always, Elon. Now, I was going to do a different video, but I decided to speak about this. I have picked up 5 shares today at $5.60 for a share. Why? Because I believe $5.85, $5.90 is a bullish thesis, $5.60 is a bearish thesis. And I said before how a few days before the 21st you will have the indexes picking up shares, how the indexes can pick up for the month before, the month after the announcement, but majority of them will pick up 3 days before. Now, personally, I'm surprised it's still around here. I think it will hit 600 no problem, probably 650 as I said a week or two ago. I do think it's a good price, and I'm wondering if Elon's released that email so that retail investors can get in and profit off of the index add-in, or they can get in before the index buying happens. But whatever the reason, I just think it's a good price point. Now, I would like to know if any of you guys are in, and what your average price is. And don't forget to hit the like button and comment in the box below. Really does help with the YouTube algorithm. Don't forget to check out the links down below as well. You'll find links to free trading platforms like Trend212, Freetrade and Stake, where you get a free share for signing up and depositing a small amount. There's links to other places as well, free apps. Anyway, let's get on with it. RTSL. Now, this is in the MJ space, an aerosol. What they do is they use it as an aerosol, and it's used for therapeutic methods, and they've made an acquisition recently to secure a large amount of product, and so you don't have the psychoactive ingredients, you only have the pure pharmaceutical grade. And I do think this is one that's gone under the radar, especially with the vote coming this week. Now, I'm sure you understand that I'm heavy in Planet 13, because I see that as kind of company that's going to be with their brand and with their acquisitions. They've just acquired a new facility. I can see them as being one of the best brand names in this space, but this, I think, is going to be a good one for the pharmaceutical place. I already said a while ago our GEVO Pharmaceuticals will be a good one, but that's over $100 a share, no, £100 a share. But I do like this one as well. Now, we're going to look at a couple of SPACs. Before then, we're going to look at Genius Sports Group to participate in Jeffrey's virtual sports betting and iGaming summit. If any of you was in Genius Sports Group, alright. Now, they did an interview recently, and it really was quite impressive. Now, another one. Freight startup Transfix is in talks to go public via SPAC, a Tuscan Holdings Corp. And I know people were hoping for a different one for Tuscan, but this would be what they call a steady growth one. And the shares rose as much as 6.9% on the back of it. They are a middleman for logistical services. I know from experience, I haven't heard of them before. If anyone has heard of them, please contact me and let me know. I've been in logistics and before, and I know how lucrative it can be. Now, we're talking about Workhorse. Of course, we know I'm heavy on Workhorse. I sold some. I tend to sell some whenever it gets over $26, $27. And what I do then is, I don't know why, but TPI composites tends to come down at the same time. But what I do then is I put that money into TPI composites. And funnily enough, when Workhorse dips, TPI composites goes up. So I kind of use them as banks off each other. So when Workhorse goes up, I sell some, put it into TPI composites, which is dipped by then, and vice versa. Now, the thing is, I'm upset at some of the YouTubers who are giving credence to trucks.com's report when it has no basis. It said, first of all, that they received a call from USPS. Then they said they received an email from USPS. They refused to put up any links to that email. USPS, when questioned, said there is no updates. And because these YouTubers have said they've sold out $28, $30, rather than looking into it, they've just gone, see, it's dead on its feet, saying they've got less than 1 year of money left. They said they've gone through 160 million, and they had, in Q3, they had less than 1 year's money left. But then they took out these loan notes, and they, if you remember, they ended up getting another 200 million and another 70 million on their books. So they have just under 2 years worth money, and they're trying to make it seem like it's going to go under. I'm not saying it isn't. It could well go under. I said from the beginning it's a high risk, high reward stock. But at the moment, when you consider how many companies are still in it, and you've got to remember, I was in it before the USPS deal was announced. So I'm not in it for the USPS deal. I just saw the technology and I saw how good it was. And they're saying how much they've made. A local fish and chip shop makes more. I understand that, but they're saying things like they need a good contract, like UPS contract. Well, they have a UPS contract. The problem with that contract is that they only get paid for every van they deliver. And that means, and they delivered one yesterday, that means that they don't get paid up front like they will the USPS. They have to deliver a van before they get paid for it. And that was what the contract they had to do in order to secure the contract. Now, you have to look at a Pritchard one, which is 500 trucks as well. And it's, I don't know the terms of that, whether it's on the same one as a UPS or whether they actually got paid up front for it. But they are getting more contracts. They're signing up more each day. And for every retail investor that's leaving, they're being picked up by newer funds. I'm still bullish on Workhorse. They're complaining about the CFO going on doing interviews. But funnily enough, they wasn't complaining about Hylian's CEO doing interviews. They weren't complaining about other CEOs and CFOs doing interviews. Now, the thing is, I get that you may not want the CFO doing interviews all the time. You may want someone else doing it. But, you know, they do it for the marketing and getting the name out. Once you've got the name out, remember the Pritchard contract came on the back of that interview. The guy who deals with Pritchard ended up seeing that interview, and he ordered the 5 trucks, and on the back of the 5 trucks he ordered 500. So when you're complaining about those interviews, they bring in revenue. So I prefer to hear from a YouTuber like Emmanuel Finance, who is open-minded. He sold his shares. He thought the same way as some of the other YouTubers, that it's going downhill in flames like a USPS truck, and but at the same time I can see how this short seller report is laughable. So at least he had an open mind. He can see both sides of the story. Anyway, don't forget to leave a like and a comment, and I'll see you in the next video. That's all for now.